Right, welcome everyone. Today, a little bit different. No how-to video today. We're just going to wash down the car. Just driven up from Auckland, across some gravel roads, so she's pretty dirty. So we're just going to sit back and give her a clean. In this video, I'm just going to go over a few things that are going on at Detail Formula right now. Got a couple of little products I'm going to try out for the first time, see how they go. One product and one kind of process, and then just go across everything else that's going on at the moment. There's we've got plenty going on, so we'll run you through this and get going. So first thing that we'll be trying today is a process. So generally, when I clean wheels, I'll just use the spray directly on. I feel it does a pretty good job. But I've had a few people ask if I ever put the brake buster in a foam cannon. So I haven't. I've tried it a little bit. Yeah, it works pretty well. But we're going to give it a real try today. And then I've also seen this MJJC Foam cannon around a little bit lately. So I thought I'd get myself one. It's pretty cheap, certainly for where we're looking at. It'll be an entry-level foam cannon, but it's pretty accessible. So to give it a go, see how it holds up. Going to use it with brake busters, so that's going to be the strongest it'll ever be inside of one of our foam cannons. So it'll definitely put it to the test, and we'll just see how it goes. Because if it works well, and we use it for a couple of months with just brake buster inside, give it the real test. It could be an option for that kind of entry level foam cannon that we could potentially use. So we're going to give that a nudge today, see how it goes. We're going to get stuck in. But everything needs a good rinse at the moment. It's middle of winter here in New Zealand, and it feels like it's rained every day the last month. It's been brutal, especially when I have to go into a little stretch of gravel road. It's not that long, but to go to work, it hurts a bit. So basically, I just had a little bit of leftover brake buster in one of my bottles, so I fired that in, topped it up with a little bit of water, so probably maybe 20% water, just to get it going a little bit further, and we'll see. I know this stuff foams up really well, so I'm assuming if this foam cannon is any good, we're going to see some pretty thick foam. So we'll give it a try. Yeah, I mean that's pretty thick. That's pretty good. So good start. So we've got plenty of things going on at the Detail Formula at the moment. Our website is getting pretty close to being up and running, so that's been about 6 months worth of work. So that's pretty awesome. Filling it, the products are starting to arrive as well. So that's been awesome to see. We're just about ready to be able to say that I could happily basically selling stuff, which is cool. Obviously wasn't the beginning goal of this whole thing, but the fact now that we've got most items in inventory, especially to start off with anyway, for your basic stuff like your washing, is pretty cool. You can see this is still foamed up pretty well, so that's pretty good. Good start. So along with the website going on, we last week we fully decon, polished and coated Nick's Honda Accords. That was a pretty busy week last week. That was pretty good. Came up awesome. Came up real good. The G-Technic coatings, God, they're so easy to apply and have definitely become my favourite to use. They just do a good job. I think Nick washed his car this morning and showed me a video of all the water beating off, so he was pretty excited about that, and it's pretty sweet. So with his car done last week, looks like we'll finally get this car corrected and coated maybe next week, so look out for the video series for that. Firstly, need to put it on, so need to put some videos up on the website for starters, but I've had this car a while now, and it's been bugging me. It's pretty good, but yeah, like it's pretty good, but as anyone who's got a car who wants to polish it knows, you'll know the imperfections in your own car better than anyone else would. So yeah, looking forward to dial this car in next week. But yeah, with this car, these wheels are pretty bad, to be fair. They'll probably look okay on camera, but in real life, they're actually pretty beat up. I don't know what we'll end up doing within the car. I mean, I love the look, but I don't think they're worth getting repaired or refinished. And they'll either, when we sell the car, they'll either go with the car or we'll get some new ones. But yeah, these wheels are pretty beat up. Take a lot of lugs. I guess another reason why just doing this type of format of video today is almost a bit of practice. Obviously starting YouTube about a month ago, doing the videos, it was actually pretty tough. Thought it'd be okay, I was being in front of the camera, but it actually takes a bit of practice. So yeah, that's kind of the purpose of video today, is just to get me out in front of it more and do some practice, which sounds crazy, but I'm out of practice. I need some more experience. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty long video today, but whilst it's, hopefully you can enjoy what we're doing here, it's also beneficial for me just to get used to talking in front of a camera, which I never thought would be an issue. But in saying that, with the videos, obviously, I mean, needing some practice. It's been quite a cool experience. Something that never done before. And you got to learn some new skills, which is always good. Keep me on my toes, that's for sure. Yeah, man, far out. This thing phones up unreal. Interesting. But yeah, certainly the first couple of YouTube videos, they're okay. A couple of how-tos and they'll get better. But hey, I guess you got to start somewhere, and I guess that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. And I'm telling you, if you guys don't have if you guys are on the fence about whether or not you should get a decent pressure washer, or at least a good gun and hose, and it just makes life so much more enjoyable. You almost look forward to washing your car when you've got the right gear, because it just does such a good job. It just makes it so much easier having all the right tools. And I guess that's what the detail formula is about. I mean, when I first started detailing cars, well, I wouldn't even call it detailing, to be fair, just washing cars, and you've got all the intentions to do a great job, and you get out your sponge and bucket and just go for it and end up scratching your car. But when you don't know what you're looking for, the car's clean, it looks good, and that's enough. And then you start diving into the details and see the scratches and see what you can do when you have a car that's got dialed and paint, and that rabbit hole certainly is there. So but you know, when I first started doing it on my own cars, there was no information out there. You could get a little bit on forums and stuff, and I mean the closest bet was like Chemical Guy's website, and that's brutal. And whilst okay, they got some videos on how to do stuff, you go on their website and you're just met with like a million products, like a million pieces of soap, and you're like, oh yeah, that won't work. And so you get a try, and yeah, that was alright, but you don't really know what you're doing. That's a good start, and I guess they're there for that purpose, which is great, giving the consumer a chance to go in and do an okay job of cleaning their car. But when there's some other awesome products out there that just don't give you the knowledge, that's hopefully where we're going to jump in and fill that gap. I mean, certainly my goal is to be able to, for anyone to log in onto our website and just say, hey, yeah, I want to wash my car, what do I do? And then get all the, maybe not the best products, well, the goal is to be the best products, but from like the best products from my standpoint, and what's been the easiest or the best and easiest to do from a kind of consumer level, that's the goal. And I mean, once you've got the right gear and the right product, well, then it actually becomes pretty easy, and you can almost do anything. Like 10 years ago, if you wanted to coat your car, maybe a different story, but with the way coatings have progressed now, it's almost, well, it's just as easy as put a layer of wax on your car, which is, I think it's incredible that anyone can basically get a 3 to 5 year coating on their car with just wiping it on and wiping it off. It's awesome. So yeah, that's the goal. That's what we're here for, is for anyone to be able to jump on our website, figure out what they want to do, and then just get it done, which is awesome. Don't spend the 5 to 10 years finding out what works best for you. So yeah, I guess thanks for joining along thanks for joining in, and hopefully getting some benefit from these videos. I mean, that's the beauty of YouTube now, is you can do anything. Just jump on, search what you need, and you've almost got it. There you go. So I can add to that's pretty cool. That's kind of the goal of what we're about. God, there's something about New Zealand and just bad roads. It just drives you crazy. I remember watching a Top Gear episode. It was like the only one they did like a little special in New Zealand, and the whole time Jeremy Clarkson was just roasting New Zealand roads, and that was the whole idea of the episode. It was just him driving on gravel roads and ruining his rental car. And I mean, if you don't live in the city, that's kind of what it's like. And painful. But hey, sometimes you got to deal with it. sometimes you got to deal with it. But for me, these gravel roads aren't too bad. I can drive up from Auckland once a week, go through 500 metres of gravel road, then park up, clean my car. Normally the same day, so it gets gravel on it for maybe 6 hours, and then park it up, don't leave for the days of my work, and then drive out 500 metres down the gravel road, and that's it. It's not too bad. But there's going to come a time when I have to drive into work every day, and I don't know what I'm going to do there. I don't know what I'm going to do. Whether we sell this guy and get just a piece of junk for the gravel roads, and then get a nice weekend car, that could be the way to go. But I'm not sure. I mean, I'd love to get the M3 version of this, the E92 M3. That'll be the favourite M3. That'll be the goal. But maybe even a 335i if I can pick up a nice one, and just do some tasteful mods on it. Nothing too crazy. So we'll see. That could be the goal. That could be the goal. Hey, if you guys want to see that, the old like and subscribe. You never know, could help see that happen. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, the fact that we're in the middle of winter right now and all the roads are soaking wet just makes it difficult. So getting this coating on this car next week, it's going to be magic. So this MJJC foam cannon, I mean, I'm kind of impressed with it so far. For what it is, it's actually pretty well built. It was, if you compare it to the, the MTM foam cannon, I mean, it was easy to put the stuff in it because it's got a bigger hole. I mean, that was kind of nice. It kind of feels it feels pretty well built too. Better than some of the stuff you get at Super Cheap Auto or like Auto Glum or anything like that. This is not bad. I hate to say it because I was pretty skeptical. I thought this was going to be junk. But I mean, like, that's pretty good. Far out. Interesting. I low-key wanted to hate this thing. But if it gives people options to get started to foaming down their cars, maybe it's not a bad thing. We'll have to give it some thought. Again, you can't go wrong with this brush. This is great for getting into those wheel wells and tackling the bigger brakes. And even this guy too, as long as you're brake discs and your rotors aren't too big, then this guy does a dream on your barrels. There's no point in having a clean wheel face if you've got dirty barrels, so this guy's legit. Yep, so the goal of these type of videos, I think we'll try to do this type as often as I can. It'd be awesome if we could do it once a week, but we'll see how we go. Yeah, once again, that practice of being in front of camera, which I find is ridiculous, but it's a thing. And also to keep you guys updated on what's going on. So right now we're just about at the stage where we can open things up. I mean, you can go on the website right now and buy what's there, and you'll receive it. It'll be delivered. But we're just missing a couple of things. I've been trying to get in touch with CarPro to see if I can supply a couple of their things, just for like IronX. I use that, the decom process and a couple of other things. Get to hear back from them, so we'll see how that goes. Would love to be able to get some of their stuff on board. And yeah, but otherwise we're pretty good. I think there's a market there for it, you know. I mean, certainly, if I just put myself in my own shoes of when you start washing your cars, you just got no idea. And I think we can make a little service out there for New Zealanders of a system they can go to and know is going to work. Well, I think we're onto a winner. I mean, like I remember years ago when I started watching a couple of the YouTube videos, I think I might have started off with Pan the Organiser, I think, a couple of his. And yeah, whilst all the stuff was great, I couldn't even get half of the stuff in New Zealand. It was just a pain. So hopefully either, in some cases, bringing those items into New Zealand and be the first person to have them here is great, but then making things just more accessible as well. Because being that country at the bottom of the world, it makes things a little bit harder. Right, so that's our wheels done. Too good. So what else has happened this weekend? We had the British Grand Prix. That was pretty good. To be fair, one of the better races we've had for a while. I think while Science got a little bit lucky, it's about time he's won a race. He deserved to win. He deserved to win a Grand Prix, and for him to finally get a win was pretty cool to see. Yeah, my fantasy league on F1's been absolutely killed the last 3 weeks. Having Leclerc as my main guy, double point scorer, been absolutely getting killed. Come on, Leclerc, you're meant to be my guy. Might have to change her up this week. But I feel like as soon as I go to putting Red Bull in my team, it feels like they're gonna have another engine issue and break down. But yeah. So I'm not sure if you can see it on film here, but basically the only protectant this has got on the moment is just bead maker from use of the drying head. So we're in desperate need to get this coating on, because especially now that we're in winter and the car gets wet all the time, that's going to be pretty important, especially drying. It'll make life easier when I'm washing it too, driving on these gravel roads. So this needs to kind of happen ASAP. So we need to get it done. But yeah, excited for doing it next week. you haven't tried this stuff yet, you got to give it a crack. It's epic. It's, yeah, definitely one of the best soaps that I've ever tried. Again, all you need is about 50 mils of it to fill your cannon up to about 3/4 full, and happy days. It's just legit. Just legit. Alright, we'll go ahead and foam it down. Combo of this soap and this foam cannon. You know, it's just better. I guess that's what we're after. We're just after better. There's okay, and then there's great, and that's what we're here for. We're just after the good stuff. And you know, I can understand that when you first get into washing your own car and doing it properly, that you're going to be a bit hesitant about spending, you know, $160 on a foam cannon, and when you got to see yourself up. But like, it's kind of worth it if you can just hold out an extra week, one more payday or whatever it takes to get it done. The user experience is just so much better. So much better. But in saying that, I also understand that not everyone can do that, and you know, and that's why we tried the MJJC cannon today, just because it actually worked pretty legit. So we're gonna have to give that a good try over the next couple of weeks. So we're interested to see how that cannon holds up with the brake buster in it for quite a period of time. And if it's going to stay that good, because if it stays that good, well, then it could be an option, you know, as that option is, you know, giving it a try and seeing if it can be for that person that doesn't quite want to spend all the money at first to then make it happen, and almost create a bit of a progression from going from, like, you can't expect a guy that wants to detail his car for the first time to drop $2,000 on a pressure washer setup, and then all of a sudden feel like, you know what, I'm going to leave that to I'll rather pay someone to do that. Well, I don't think that'll be many of you, especially if you found the channel, but still trying to justify spending that sort of money straight up. You can understand. So that's kind of what we're going to be about too. Where we can, it's the best, finding the best of the best, and then for when it starts getting out of hand, for the majority of people, we'll have a system, something that you can kind of progress to work through. So it starts with a pressure washer from your likes of Bunnings or Mitre 10, you know, around that $300 mark that you can get through with a foam cannon that's going to be compatible with it. Then yeah, great. And then the next step can be upgrading your hose and gun. So what's going to be the best way to upgrade that? Cool. And then that's the, you know, so there's that step done. And then, hey, if things work out and you're getting right into it, and now you can justify dropping that amount on the full setup, well then awesome, and then that's what we'll be here for too. So the idea is to be there every step of the way and just have you dialed in it. I think at the end of it all, just having a place where you can enjoy hanging out and dialing in your car. But I'm telling you, as soon as you go to a good gun and hose, it's just a game changer. So if you're going to do anything first, that's what you got to do. Alright, so we are getting a little bit, starting to lose daylight here, so we'll start ripping through this a little bit faster. But you know, this is already such a great process, so it doesn't take long. Yeah, what I love about having the right processes and the right products is you just know that you're looking after your car the best way. When you get a first car and you go to wash it, you're paranoid about scratching it, when if you know, hey, I'm doing the most that I can do possibly, I've got the right soap, using the 2 bucket wash method, know that I'm minimising scratches, I've got grit guards in both my buckets. I'm doing small areas at a time, making sure I'm rinsing them a bit often. You know, you just basically breed confidence that you're doing a good job, which is massive. Sweet, all washed up, rinse it down, dry her off, and then might even be dark by then. You can see just rinsing off this paint. Yeah, there's not a huge amount of water burning over there, it's basically shooting off. So, and that's what you can kind of expect from Beadmaker. It's going to be good. It's a really nice gloss enhancer. If you're just using the drying aid, that's basically it's going to be its sole purpose, as well as adding that lubrication and then making your car look great. But in terms of water beading and things, it's going to last a couple of weeks maybe, especially if you're in harsh conditions like we are down here in New Zealand. It'll last a couple of weeks if you want it to be as a sealant. So I would, if you've got the idea of it being a sealant, I would stay away from that and just use it as that topper, as that drying aid, and have a real coating on there to do the job. But certainly from a look standpoint, I love it, and from a standpoint where it's going to add lubrication to when you're drying, it's the best. And that's kind of where we stand. You can see it's, yeah, the water will bead off a little bit, but nothing crazy. Cool. Now to dry her off. Let's go. So to me, this next step was the biggest game changer from making a car from good to great. The introduction of a good drying towel, along with something to lubricate it, has just made the biggest difference over the years to your washing and kind of your standard of washing. And I mean, you don't go through a huge amount of this stuff in terms of bead maker. It's just 3 or 4 sprays per panel, but the difference it makes in terms of the enhanced gloss already that you get from a ceramic coating or a sealant or a wax, just its sort of enhancement of that is just awesome, man. It's just so good. You won't, especially if you're using it as a drying agent, you're not adding too much, you're not going to get any hazing or anything like that. You're only putting a light couple of sprays on. If you are doing it and it's hot out and it's going to dry, well then do it panel by panel, but we're in the middle of winter, it's not going to dry, and it's just, you'll see when I start drying this, it just comes off so good. Like the water just goes. You get used to it, but if it's your first time, you'll be pretty stoked. A little close-up action. So you can see, on the close-up how it just pulls this water off. Oh yeah, car's dry, happy days. But you're not putting any force into it, any effort, and we're dry. It's just good, it's just great. Awesome. So if you made it this long, firstly thank you. Thanks for watching. You can check out all the gear that I use today and in all my videos on the Detail Formula website. And even if you just check out the website, that means a lot to me. Hope that I can add that value to what you do when washing your cars and create those systems that really work and just do a great job. So I hope, like I said, I hope you got something away from today. I'm going to finish off drying this guy now, and do your classic like and subscribe. If you told me I would have been saying that a year ago, I would have probably laughed. But that's almost the coolest part about it. So yeah, like, subscribe. Check out the other videos we've done so far. Keep an eye out for the full decon, polish and ceramic coat that we're going to do on this guy. Hopefully next week. Keep an eye out for that. And look forward to seeing you then.